Juan, speaking of the Saudis spooking the football world, I mean, when we look at the transfer window, when it's open, we see some of the biggest moves within European clubs. But now we're seeing some of the big names going to the Saudi League. I mean, how concerned should the football world be about that?
I mean, it's competition. I mean, everyone else, Max and Nima and Tim have already mentioned how much, it's a globalized market. It's globalized competition. Who offers you the best possibilities to be able to, apply your craft in a certain league? I mean, not everyone has said yes to Saudi. Okay, I mean, I'm pretty much the primary example. Everyone's going to bring out and blurt out first is going to be Leo Messi. The second one, just a couple of days ago, there was speculation that Gustavo Gomez, the central defender for Palmeiras, was heading to Saudi, as they offered a pretty seductive offer to the club, and they said no. It also depends on the league. It also depends on the club. It also depends on the situations, because it's funny that I hear all this because Europe has been doing it to South America for years. I mean, you looked in the past at the Brasileirão, and many teams in Brazil and many teams in Argentina and throughout South America would stock up for the first half of the tournament, and by the first half of the year. And for the second half of the year, many of those players have already gone to Europe. Many of those squads have been basically pillaged throughout because of transfer markets, and also because of the economic necessities in certain leagues. Case in point, Argentina and pretty much every other country that is not Brazil right now. So it's been pretty normal from an outside perspective, that's something that Europe's been doing for years on end.
Tim, is that a valid criticism, a valid concern? I mean, people say, look, a lot of the big names are going to Saudi Arabia because of the very big paychecks that are available there, but Europe has been doing that to South America for a long time.
Certainly has, yeah. It's an entirely valid observation. And once the market becomes global, a consequence of this is concentration, because you've got the whole planet there open for business, and there will be a few players who will be able to corner a significant share of that global market to put themselves in a privileged position. And this is a problem for European football as well. And perhaps the biggest challenges that European football faces at this present time are neither Saudi Arabia nor the possibility of a pole in the Americas. They're self-inflicted ones. One mentioned there by Ceferin is clubs with real ties to their community becoming the playthings of billionaires or private equity funds. You worry about the consequences of this. And the other is the need to keep the big clubs on board. There was the aborted Super League project, and what we've seen is that UEFA, Europe's governing authority,